Top TV, Truth of the People.
Hello guys and welcome to Top TV Kenya, your number one online TV channel. With me, Sophie Achieng. This is the show Live Right, Stay Healthy. Today I want us to have a very candid discussion about some of the things that we find in society, some of the things that we are so inclined towards that have almost become normalized in society. There are things that we do as individuals that really we don't see as being vices, or we don't look at them in negative ways, but actually the kind of impacts or repercussions that they have are not pleasing. What am I talking about? I want us to talk about something like, have you ever come across, like when you're walking on the street, let's say you are from your house or you are from wherever place that you've come from, and then all of a sudden as you are walking, just before you, like before your next step, you come across a very generous, fatty, greenish, creamish looking, like, mucus kind of, let me say, makohozi kwa Kiswahili. Like there are people who really have no conscience. They don't have, they're just totally uncouth. It is not wrong to spit. Like it's something that is normal. But where you find this particular spittle, on the side, there are things like grass, maybe sand, whereby somebody can just, just go on the side a little and release whatever you have to release and just cover it so that the person that is coming next will not have to come across such kind of a thing. So it's really annoying, and it's not just annoying, it's actually a health hazard. Why do I say health hazard? Things like TB, these are diseases that are known to be airborne. And again, I'm not saying that people with TB need to be stigmatized or anything. On the contrary, no. But you see, we have to take care of ourselves, like we have to be our brother's keeper. If I know that maybe I'm suffering from that particular disease and I go spitting like that everywhere, it actually means that I want the people who are coming after me to be exposed to getting that particular disease as well. So really we have to look at such things and just behave in a manner that is safe for everybody. Another thing, people, there are those of us who, okay, let me just be specific and particular. Our beloved men, guys to be precise. You're walking down the street and then all of a sudden you experience the call of nature, the short call. Unasikia kususu, as kids love to say, but let's just say you feel like peeing. Now, instead of you looking for a place that is quite discreet, you just go and expose yourself and release yourself in plain sight, even in traffic jams. Like cars are standing on the road, parked, waiting for maybe time ya kwenda, and then all of a sudden, wewe ndio huyo umejifungua, you're releasing yourself. Maybe ladies or mamas are passing just where you're releasing yourself. To be honest, where do you expect them to look? Which direction do you expect them to look? Because they cannot look at you, lakini wanasemanga kwamba macho hayana pazia. So definitely the first thing, it's a reflex thing. The first thing nikikupata unakojoa, before I, mind yangu iklik kwamba I'm not supposed to look at you, definitely nitakuwa nimesha kuangalia. It gets even worse when we are walking with children. Like there's a time I was passing by and there was this lady with a child, and it happened that there was a guy who was releasing himself on the road. So as this mama ignored the guy completely and was walking as is expected because she's an adult, for the kid it was a different story. I mean, the little boy was just trying to see. Mpaka alikuwa anauliza mamake, mom, he was almost pointing at the guy. The mom is trying to pull the boy, waende, but now he's a child. So men, yes, you are allowed to urinate. It's a kawaida thing, but just do it in a way that you will not be making others feel uncomfortable. Aside from urinating, there are some of us who sometimes our libidos tend to get the best of us. And inasemekana kwamba mahali itakupata ni hapo hapo, regardless of the time, regardless of the exposure. I don't want to get into the moral, stuff and what have you, but my concern comes on the aftermath. Like you've done your stuff, mumemalizana, you don't care about, fine. But after you've done your stuff, why do you have to litter the condoms or the CDs all over the place? It's not really a good thing, because First of all, whatever you are doing is something that should be done in public. You've gone ahead and, it should be done in private. You've gone ahead, defied the rules, and you've done it in public. Now that you've done it in public, you also go ahead and litter everything, like you're leaving the evidence or whatever you are doing, so that even people who are not even there when you're doing it will come to know kwamba this place kulikuwa na kitu funny ilikuwa inaendelea. It's really not nice. And think of it this way, maybe some kids are playing, maybe it's in the neighborhood or just outside the flats or whatever. Kids are playing and all of a sudden they come across these, used CDs and condoms and whatever. So when they come across them, they pick them. Obviously, they think it's raining balloons for them. They're so innocent. They're kids. They pick them up. They start blowing. Kuja uone balloon yangu. They're just children. The deposits of your stuff are still in the condom. So really, it's not a nice thing. You are exposing these kids to. When it gets to that point, I actually get emotional about this. I just can't imagine it. Imagine if it was your own child. Maybe you did it in an area that was not your own, it's not where you stay. But what if it's somebody else doing it and your own kid comes to pick that thing and starts playing with it? How would you feel? So before you drop that particular stuff on that ground or on that spot, think about it. Think about the people that you're going to be influencing or affecting with your behavior. Why don't you just take it, wrap it in a piece of a paper or tissue or whatever. Keep it in your pocket if there's no place inside that you can deposit in. If there's no place inside that you can deposit or throw it away, keep it in your pocket or keep it somewhere where you can just take it and get rid of it in a decent way. I think cats are more civilized compared to human beings at times, because there's no day you will ever find a cat helping itself and leaving its deposit in plain sight. They always go at a corner or somewhere hidden. They dig and then they release themselves and then they bury it. So let's try and be people who, we have conscience. Let's try and be people who have manners, for lack of a better word. Finally, I want to talk about also this particular behavior of people who have this tendency, once again, releasing themselves in public. You've gone somewhere, you've had your meal of githeri or maybe njahe, and then along the way as you're walking, your tummy starts giving you problems. You cannot stop yourself, your stomach is paining, and you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. So, ikikulemea sana, you just look for a place. Okay, slightly hidden from the public, but it is not entirely a place that you can consider, worth doing that kind of thing. I don't want to be so, generous with words because it's not, but obviously you know what I'm getting to, you know what I mean. You simply go and leave your mountain there in plain sight again for people to come and see. So when people are passing by, children are walking, saa zingine people are not even looking. Unajua there are people, saa zingine mtu ako na stress zake nini, so they're talking on phone and then all of a sudden the next thing they know, they have stepped on something sticky, smelly, and before they know it, when they look at their feet, they can't even believe their eyes. So really, again, let us just behave in a manner that is expected of us as people. Just as a disclaimer, today's topic is not meant to really bash out on anyone or anything, but I'm just trying to make people, let's just all come to this point where the things that we do, or rather the things that we expose others to in life, are not things that are going to make them feel, bad in one way or another. If you don't want somebody else to do a particular thing to you, be the first person to try as much as you can not to do it to another person. So if you have to behave in a certain way, if you have to do a certain thing, do it in a manner that is not going to affect others in a negative way. And by doing that, everything is going to be okay. Hakutakuwa na hizi stories za guy, sasa hii ni nini mtu amefanya, watu wengine wanakuanga aje, such kind of things. And that brings me to the end of today's discussion. I hope I have not really stepped on anybody's shoe. This is just a way of educating each other, having a normal kawaida conversation so that we can see how to behave normally in society. You have been watching the show Live Right, Stay Healthy with me, Sophie Achieng at Top TV Kenya. Keep it Top TV.